Have you ever watched someone step into a space and, without saying a single word, everything subtly reorganizes around them? Conversations pause for half a beat. People turn their heads. It's as if gravity shifted. They don't peacock, they don't beg for attention, they occupy it. That's not charm and it's not loudness. It's dangerous confidence, a quiet voltage that pulls people closer and keeps them a little on edge. Not because you're threatening, but because you're undeniable. What I'm about to give you is a field manual for building that kind of presence from the inside out. Not a handful of gimmicks, not a script to memorize, a psychological reset. Once you learn these switches, you'll be able to turn them on at will, in any room, with any crowd, under any pressure. First, a reality check that cuts straight through the noise. The harder you try to look confident, the more you leak insecurity. The forced posture, the oversized gestures, the over-explaining. It reads as effort, and effort signals doubt. Real confidence doesn't audition. It doesn't send out a press release. It simply shows up and lets the room adjust. Dangerous confidence is the opposite of performance. It's embodiment. It's living from a center you don't need to justify. The ancient Stoics understood this long before psychology had a name for it. Their core lesson was simple and ruthless. Put your attention where your control lives, on your thoughts, your choices, your responses, and let the rest pass like weather. That mindset is the backbone of dangerous confidence because it ends the hunt for approval. You stop renting your sense of worth from other people's reactions. You own it. To get there, you start by dismantling 3 old reflexes that keep most people stuck: rejection, failure, and judgment. Think of them as ancient alarms that got wired into your nervous system when belonging meant survival. Useful once, counterproductive now. Rejection first. Avoiding no is how so many people shrink their lives without realizing it. They don't ask for the raise. They don't tell the truth. They don't aim at what they want because the possibility of hearing no feels too sharp. Flip that script. Treat rejection like data. Set a daily rep. One deliberate ask that you might not get. Ask, I call. How would I recover? The moment you see that failure hurts more in imagination than it does in real life, it loses its teeth. Your tolerance for risk climbs. Your radius of action expands. Judgment is the last and the sneakiest. Living to manage other people's opinions turns you into a performer in your own life. The cure is radical self-acceptance, which is not the same thing as complacency. It's standing on the ground of who you are right now, strengths, flaws, scars, and saying, I'm worthy as I grow. Accepting yourself fully gives you the stability to change anything, and it makes other people's approval optional, which is when you become unpredictable in the best way. When those 3 alarms quiet down, your presence starts to change. Now we build the visible layer, what people feel when you enter a room. I call it power presence, and it rests on 3 pillars: physical stillness, emotional steadiness, and attention control. Physical stillness is the most underestimated form of influence. Restlessness telegraphs discomfort. The tapping foot, the pocket fidgeting, the constant shifting, they signal that your nervous system is running the show. Train the opposite. Practice stillness in small doses. Sit or stand, set a timer, and do nothing. Let every itch rise and fall without scratching. Notice the waves of urge and ride them. You are teaching your body that it can tolerate internal noise without external leakage. The result is a calm silhouette that people instinctively trust. Emotional steadiness is next. Most people let the room decide how they feel. Compliment? They inflate. Criticism? They crumble. That volatility makes you codependent on the environment. Build a center. Use negative visualization throughout the day. Imagine losing the thing you're clinging to, or the scenario you fear, just for a moment. Feel the hit, then breathe and come back to what doesn't change: your values, your standards, your next action. You become someone the situation cannot throw around. Attention control is the 3rd pillar. Scattered attention is scattered power. If every notification yanks your focus, you look and feel like a passenger. Start training single-task focus. Choose one target: reading, writing, a conversation, and protect it. When your mind wanders, bring it back gently. Showcase this in using it as their reference point. Start with assumption of value. Enter every interaction from the baseline belief that you bring something useful. Not superiority, not neediness, value. That baseline changes how you sit, how you pause, how much you feel compelled to explain. If you find yourself trying to convince, stop and reset. The question of, do I belong here, is already settled by you. Next is dissolving fake hierarchies. Titles, followers, fancy offices, these are costumes. Treat everyone with the same even respect. The receptionist and the executive, the new hire and the celebrity. No fawning upward, no contempt downward. Your behavior says, my center isn't for sale. Ironically, that posture raises your perceived status more than any status chasing ever could. The final piece is silence. Most people fear it. They stuff space with filler words and nervous explanations. Don't. Let silence breathe. Count 3 beats before you answer a question. Let your point end cleanly without scrambling to soften it. When someone rushes to fill the space, notice what they reveal. When you hold the pause, your words weigh more. If you're thinking, this sounds uncomfortable, you're right. Growth always does at first. Your old reflexes will kick. You'll catch yourself explaining too much, filling the silence, scanning faces for approval. That's not failure, that's the training. Each rep, each time you notice and return to center, thickens the new wiring. Then something clicks. Stillness feels natural. Non-reactivity feels efficient. Silence feels like a tool. You stop spending your day auditioning and start spending it deciding. What changes when you operate like this? People lean in when you speak. They accept your boundaries without a wrestling match. Meetings end sooner because your sentences have edges. Some folks will test you, especially those who relied on your older, softer patterns. Let them. You don't need to fight. You just don't move. The system gets the message. Let's make this practical. For the next 30 days, run this protocol. Each morning, choose one value you're going to embody on purpose. Clarity, patience, decisiveness, and keep it in your pocket all day. Do one deliberate thank you for your patience. Stand with your weight balanced, shoulders soft, chin level. No puffing, no shrinking. When you don't know, say, I don't know, yet, and set a deadline to find out. When you do know, stop talking when you've made the point. You can also run context drills to harden your edge. In a meeting, decide your outcome before you walk in and measure your words against that outcome. In a negotiation, let the other side speak first, then ask one clarifying question you prepared beforehand. In a difficult conversation, name the tension without drama. There's a disconnect here. Let's bring it into the open. In a social setting, practice holding your posture and letting others lead the small talk while you set the tone with presence, not chatter. Expect friction. Confidence recalibrates dynamics and change rattles patterns. Some people will misinterpret your steadiness as aloofness. Clarify with warmth, not speed. A steady voice, open body language, and direct language keep your confidence connected instead of cold. Dangerous confidence isn't a scowl, it's quiet, grounded kindness that doesn't bargain with its own value. A quick word on humility, because it belongs here. The strongest people you'll ever meet are both grounded and teachable. Dangerous confidence says, my worth is non-negotiable, and in the same breath, I have plenty to learn. That combination, non-negotiable worth plus permanent learning, keeps you evolving without chasing validation. If you want proof that this works, look at how your day changes when you apply even a slice of it. The email you would have padded with 3 paragraphs? You send it in 3 lines. The call you were dreading? You lead with your outcome and ask the one question that matters. The comment that would have hooked you into an argument? You let it pass and move the conversation forward. You get back hours of energy you used to spend performing. Remember, confidence that needs to be performed is fragile. Confidence that's built into how you think, breathe, and move is durable. That's what makes it dangerous in the best way. It doesn't dominate, it liberates. It frees you from the exhausting economy of trading your choices for approval. So here's your starting point, simple and sharp. Today, choose one place to be still when you would.
Dangerous confidence begins.